Hello there, welcome to my channel here today. My name is Angela and I'm so glad you're interested in learning how to crochet. Today is lesson 1 of my series on learning how to crochet. We are going to be learning on how to do the foundation chain. And if you haven't already, please go watch the introduction to this series here on learning how to crochet. There I explain what hooks you need and what yarn I'm going to use. The link for that video is in the descriptions below. But if you want to learn right away, you can't wait, well then, let's go. All you will need is Red Heart Super Saver yarn. It doesn't have to be Red Heart, it can be other brands as well, as long as it is worsted weight, medium weight yarn, size 4. You will also need a hook, actually 2, a bigger one at 5.25 and a smaller one at 5. If by any chance you have a hook that says 5.5 millimeters, that is the same as the 5.25, so that will do as well. Then also please have scissors and a tapestry needle for you to weave in the ends. That's it. I do have a Facebook group that you can share a picture of what you're working on. And maybe you might be facing some difficulties and you might be a bit discouraged. So go ahead to my group, join us there, and share with me what you're doing. And I can maybe give you some tips. I love commenting. If you don't do Facebook, maybe Instagram. I do have Instagram, so you can tag me and then I will see your picture. If you don't do any social media, that's okay. Go ahead and just send a comment here. I would love to hear from you. And finally, don't forget to subscribe. It helps my channel tremendously. So I'm ready. Let's go. Let's do crochet. All right, so let's get started. Let me actually zoom in here so that you will see very well what I am doing. There we go, because I bet you are learning from a phone, aren't you? I would say that if you can do this from an iPad or a computer, that would be better. You would see it bigger. But I know we do a lot of things from our phone, so go for it if that works for you. So I hope that I'm close enough. Alrighty, so put your hook aside for a little. You don't need it quite yet, but soon. And grab your yarn. First thing in crochet you need to learn is how to wrap your yarn around your left hand. So turn your hand this way and open up your pinky and put your yarn right in front of it, around it. Turn your hand and bring the yarn between your middle finger and your index. And then from here, you need to just pull the yarn like this and let it go just through your fingers. There's a bit of tension. It wants to resist you a little. So that's good because when we're crocheting, we don't want this to be too loose nor too tight. It is through this movement here, through the yarn coming through your hand like this, that you will feed your crochet work. So I'm just pulling it through. This is a good way of controlling the tension. The yarn here runs more or less right here, usually not too down here, not too up here, just about in the middle. And you kind of go ahead and put your hand more or less like this, like you are holding a ping pong ball and you don't want to drop it. And as we learn how to crochet, what happens right away is you get very tight and your hands want to be very, very much like that. So you got to learn how to relax your hand. Ooh, excuse me. Bump my stand here. So keep doing this here over and over again. Kind of going through so that it feels natural. Then once you master this, leave about this much and hold the yarn right here with your middle finger and your thumb. Very good. Now here is your hook. So let's pick up your hook. And the way I like to hold my hook is kind of like a pen. I kind of use my 3 fingers like this and I do this type of movement. There's people who will crochet like this. And there's times when I do grip like this too. If I am using very thick yarn, then I might go this way too. But generally speaking, I crochet like this. Now that you have your loop ready and your hook ready to go, we are going to be doing the initial knot. Your hook is facing with its pointy part towards you. Insert the hook in the loop. Then touch the back of the hook on the yarn here, and there should be no more than an inch here. Touch the hook, yarn over, and pull through. don't let go here. See? Middle finger and thumb. Keep holding here. Don't let go. Do that again. Yarn over, catch the yarn, and pull through. And then leave it kind of loosey, more or less, so that the hook can go up and down there, see? Then again, yarn over and pull through. Now comes a magic moment. Hold at the top here, let go, and pull the string. There we go. You made an initial knot and one chain. So you see, this is your very first chain right there. I'm gonna do it again. So if you want to undo yours and start again with me, or if you didn't even get here yet, well then let's try again. Patience, patience. Here we go. Make your loop. Hold your hook. Insert. Hold on tight here. It's important that you hold on tight your middle finger and your thumb. Okay. Pretty much you say 1, 2, 3. And pull. Always one chain is left. We've got to have that initial knot, you know, super important. So I'm going to do it one more time and then we will proceed. Make a loop. Insert. Hold on tight. Yarn over, catch and bring through. Yarn over, catch and bring through. One more time. There. Hold on here and pull the string. Okay. Ooh, are we good? Yeah, did you get successfully to this? So did you see how my yarn just keeps traveling here? And if you're wrestling with this, oh man, I understand. This is tricky, but it'll come. Patience. And if by now you're already frustrated, maybe it's time to let go and just try again tomorrow. If it's being a little too nerve-wracking for you, don't need to learn it today. Just let go and take a breather and try again tomorrow. But make sure that you do try again. Don't give up too soon. From here, we are going to continue working our chains. So if you mastered this, you kind of already mastered how to do your chain, your foundation chain. Because now you're going to continue doing yarn over, catching the yarn and bringing it through. Then you can let go because we have a knot now, right? It's okay to let go and just bump your fingers up a little. Do it again. And then do it again. See? So every time when you do a yarn over, catch the yarn and bring it through, that makes a chain. So see, I have a whole bunch already. So from where we started, down here at the bottom, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So let's proceed and keep practicing. And if you are doing this and you're like, I can't get it, you might want to just undo the whole thing. And we start one more time. Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to go one more time here and I will make a chain of 20. Okay, so if you got the hang of it, you can just go ahead and continue your chains. But if it didn't look good, if your chain looked a little like a big loop, a little loop, and yeah, then you might want to redo it. There is 1, 2, and 3. There, see? That's my first chain. And that's my second chain. And my third chain. Okay, so when we start the crochet project, it's always going to start with a chain. It can start with as little as just 2, or it can have 255, depending. If you're doing a blanket, you know, the chain can be really big. So the chains, depending on what project you do, vary on how many chains you want. So counting how many chains you have is super important because your project pattern will depend on how many chains you started with. So let's continue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you see my yarn is just kind of coming slowly. 7, because my hand is soft, don't keep it tight. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Alrighty, now there is my chain. So you see how my stitches look pretty much all like the same? Now, if your chain doesn't look like this, if there is like a big loop and a tight loop and then like all over the place, that's not a good chain. You might want to open it up and do it again. So it takes time and practice. So my advice now is that you practice this chain until it looks like a braid. Yeah, and it's somewhat stretchy, flexible like this. Before I let you practice on your own, I'm gonna try to make some ugly ones. When we're learning, we tend to kind of be or too tight and then it doesn't go through, too tight, so then they become very tiny. And tight chains are no good because later on when we do single crochet, you need to build upon this chain, and if this chain is tight, it's gonna be terrible. You're gonna have a hard time doing your stitches on it. So too tight is not good. You could be doing the opposite where it's too loose. See, it stretches out there like huge. Like your hand is like all over the place and you're not quite managing this. So I'm having to really stretch my fingers out, which makes it totally weird, right? So remember to hold your fingers like you're holding a small ball. Okay, so that it stays flexible, it stays relaxed. So huge loops like that will look kind of weird. So you see too tight, too loose, or you have a mix of both. Yeah, all that could be happening. Those are not good chains. We want to practice, practice, practice until they look even, consistent. All right, so that is your job, to practice a chain like this until you get it right. So I'm gonna leave you here. This is the end of lesson 1. So you're going to start lesson 2 once this looks like this. Sounds good? I don't know how many you have to do. For some people, they get the hang of it just like that. Comes super quick. For other people, you might take more time doing it. Practice, 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 and you will get at it. Now, if you made it this far, please send me a comment here. Tell me how it's going. And if you're on Facebook and part of my group, go ahead and show me what you're doing. Show me your progress. Because if you are trying and trying and trying and you're not being successful, I could maybe give you some advice there if I actually see a picture of your work. So get on Facebook, be part of my group. The link for that is on the description below. Alrighty, see you in lesson 2.